We finally have a new Smash Bros. Character, or actually I guess two characters, and it comes off the heels of finally having another Smash Direct after 500 plus days. Now, looking through some of the live chat when Pyra was revealed, it seems like this is a bit of a controversial pick, but I think that there are some really interesting takeaways from this character's inclusion, and I think that it can kind of shape speculation going forward, or at least our attitude about it. So, if you were disappointed by this character, or if you like this character, hear me out. I think we have some interesting stuff to talk about. So, right off the bat, I want to talk about some of the stuff that this potentially means for the speculation scene. A lot of people had dismissed Xenoblade 2 as being a viable candidate for DLC because Rex was in the game as a DLC Mii costume in the first wave. And this is just another example of Nintendo not really caring about precedent when it comes to adding a character into the game, and it's another danger of looking at previously established patterns and using them to establish rules in order to base our speculation off of. Now, something that's interesting to me is that Rex wasn't chosen. No one really knows if Rex wasn't chosen because he's already a Mii costume or if there's some other reason. For example, maybe Sakurai wanted to bolster the game's female representation. But nevertheless, I think that we're going to get some more information and context on why they skipped over Rex when getting a new character. I think that this is a really interesting point to bring up though, because looking back at ARMS, I remember a bunch of people said, despite Sakurai saying that ARMS had no main character, and the producer of ARMS also agreed that it had no main character, and that they just thought Min Min would be cool, people still said, nope, Springman's the main character and he wasn't added to the game because he's an assist trophy. But this just casts further doubt on that argument in my opinion. Pyra and Mythra are not the main characters of Xenoblade, although they are prominently featured, and Rex is not an assist trophy. So in some ways, I could see that weakening the assist trophy argument a little bit, but I think that there's another side to it. If Sakurai passed up on Rex because he's already included in the game as a Mii costume, it could be that although Nintendo doesn't close themselves off to series that are represented in the game, they might want to avoid specific characters who are already represented. For example, Springman was represented, but we still got an ARMS rep. Or Rex was represented, but we still got a Xenoblade 2 rep. So I don't know, these are the two sides that I see to it. People can see it kind of influencing either way, and that tends to be how Smash speculation is. People have their own takeaways pre-established, whether or not assist trophies disconfirmed, for example, and then they take evidence to match their pre-established conclusion. But what do you guys think? Which way do you think that this specific point goes? For me personally, I see this saying that they're not closed off to pre-existing series that were added in the DLC, but maybe they're gonna opt for characters who aren't represented. But let's also talk about the fact that this is a first-party representation. Now, a lot of people were expecting a Pokemon representative if we're getting a first party, but Xenoblade was on people's minds. If you ask me, Smash Bros is at its best when it serves as a platform to introduce fans to new Nintendo games, and so I'm really excited to see these new characters added to the game. But I know that there are a lot of people who aren't excited, so I want to kind of break down those reasons real fast and hopefully explore that topic a bit. First off, immediately something that I saw thrown around was that this is just yet another anime character. If you want to know my full thoughts and breakdown on the whole anime character argument, I did a great video with the YouTuber Blastbox that I'm going to put in the top right hand corner right now. I highly recommend checking it out if you want to see the ins and outs of that argument. But in general, I just think that this is a really weird criticism, and I guess a really weird standard for people to have, where they're going to be let down if there's a character who seems like an anime character to them. Now, obviously, there aren't any characters in Smash who are literally from an anime. I mean, Joker was featured in an anime, I guess Link and Captain Falcon. A lot of characters have been featured in an anime at some point, but there aren't any originating from that, and Xenoblade's no exception. I think what people generally mean with this criticism is that the character's art style seems very reminiscent of Japanese anime. But like I said, this is a really strange criticism to make, that animated characters in a Japanese video game look too much like animated characters from Japanese media. I know that a lot of people are worried about anime-looking characters, so to speak, because they're worried that they're all going to play the same, and I think that this is a stigma that maybe comes from Fire Emblem. But looking at these characters, they look super unique. I really love this gimmick of them being able to change between each other, and I personally am super excited for it. Like I said, this just seems like a really unique, fun way to do this character. But this brings us to my last point, which is the community's accuracy in guessing characters. Sephiroth showed me that as a community, we don't typically have a great track track record. I mean, look at all the DLC so far. While most of these characters did have some people talking about them in the speculation scene, they are almost never the characters at the forefront of speculation. And Pyra and Mythra are yet another example of this. Even though a lot of people speculated a Xenoblade 2 rep, they almost always went with Rex, or at the very least Rex and Pyra. And I don't know, the last 2 characters or so for me have really kind of changed my thoughts on speculation. I guess this is something I want your thoughts on. What's the point? If with our current speculation, we don't have a good metric for figuring out who the characters are, I mean, our accuracy is awful as a community, and it seems like the speculation scene are always the people most upset at these character reveals, then why bother with it? If you've looked at my channel since around Sephiroth's reveal, you'll know that I've kind of stepped back from Smash speculation, and it's kind of been intentional. It's just stopped being as fun to me. For me, with this character reveal, I had a great time because I hadn't been partaking in all of the super heavy speculation right before this character was announced. I was able to just sit back and watch the reveal and enjoy it without thinking this character makes no sense. And while I'm not exactly saying that speculation ruins the fun, I'm just curious, what do you all get out of it? Like, there's fun conversations for sure, but if we're not accurate as a community anyway, then why do we hold these speculation rules to other people? And why not just speculate about any old character, like, I don't know, Earthworm Jim? My current position with Smash speculation that's been kind of even further refined after this reveal is that, at least for me, it kind of just kills the fun. After every single reveal, there's people up in arms that they didn't get the character that they want. And while I understand that, like, no one's expecting everybody to like every single character, it really just makes the speculation scene as a whole feel like a bunch of people who can't accurately guess which character is getting into the game, but they get angry with you if you disagree with their incorrect pick. And I personally have had a lot more fun with Smash stepping away from the scene for a little bit. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay away from the scene or when I'm gonna get back into heavy speculation, but like I said, I'm curious on your thoughts. Why do you engage in Smash speculation? What do you look to get from it? And what do you think could be changed to make it better for you? I, for one, am gonna have a lot of fun with these characters. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see just how wrong I was in all of my predictions, go ahead and click the video on the right. The video on the left is gonna be something handpicked just for you by YouTube. And until next time, stay smashing.